Welcome welcome all to another episode of the Wrasslin Room. My name is Life Not Famous. I'm here with the wonderful Lisha Maurice, and we're here today to talk about how WWE is taking all of your money and other things. So
that is not what we're here to talk about, but okay.
No, we're gonna talk about how they're taking all the money, because they're taking all money. They're taking money out my wallet actively, like right now, and you too. But we're gonna discuss it.
I haven't
There's
bought
been a lot
anything
of
since
stuff going
WrestleMania.
on since we, huh?
I haven't bought anything since WrestleMania.
What'd you say?
I haven't bought anything since WrestleMania.
Well, you gonna buy something. They
Okay.
gonna get you.
Yeah, SummerSlam tickets. That's it.
They come around the corner. They ain't get there yet, but they will get there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Saturday night's main event is tonight. Double or Nothing and NXT Battleground or tomorrow.
God bless. That's
So a lot of stuff.
asking.
Money in the Bank is like 5 minutes from now. Money in the Bank damn near tomorrow, like shit, because Triple H can't schedule pay-per-views anymore. So it's a lot of stuff. And SummerSlam is now in January.
We gonna get into that real. Ooh, I have harsh things to say about Money in the Bank. Triple H, you gonna hear me today, and I'm gonna send this episode to your email.
There's a lot
Keep
of
it
things
up.
going on.
Don't listen to me.
Oh well, all right. Well, that's marketing right there. I tell you.
All right, so we did have a Backlash predictions episode for you guys, but we had so many technical difficulties that I scrapped it. I can insert some of the audio since we're not doing a visual this week because we is tired. We is adults. As you can see, we're recording on a fucking Saturday and not a Friday because big promotion over here. So I'm being held hostage by McKeister at work nowadays, and it is what it is. Last week we didn't give you guys. He's pressing buttons.
I was typing for your promotion.
Last week we didn't give you guys an episode because it was our time. We hadn't seen each other since Valentine's Day weekend, so it was fuck y'all, to be honest. Not gonna
I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
Said
yo.
it.
I
Damn
didn't
it.
say that. I didn't say that. Yeah.
But we went to the Science Museum and we had some fun being like super crazy adults during field trip day, which is crazy.
I didn't know it was field trip day till we walked in there and they were all in that bitch just running around.
Some little kids rushed us off of one of the fucking exhibits. Like, oh, can we get on it? And I was just like, bro, I wanted to go through all of them, but I didn't want to tell them little niggas no, and I didn't want them hovering over us because they looked like they had snot for days. So I just got it.
No, yeah, it's their day. It's their, you know what I'm saying? It's almost the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my niggas in school. Like if y'all in school, college, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, cause y'all killing that shit. Shout out to all the graduates. I'm seeing a lot of people graduating, going on prom, all that shit. Some of my cousins going on prom and shit. I'm feeling old. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Y'all killing that shit.
All right. So here, are we having technical difficulties again this week? What is this? Why is OBS?
I'm fine.
Not you. OBS is doing a thing over here. I'm pretty sure it's still picking us up, but it's the numbers isn't moving. So I'll give this a second for it to pick itself up. But I definitely do have a lot of stuff written down here, like almost 2 pages worth of stuff.
Damn.
What?
That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
And some stuff is in blue ink, some stuff is in red ink. The red ink is the stuff where I'm probably going to be hollering. So
that's nice. I enjoy that.
You know,
I enjoy that a lot.
I just decided to switch pens when things got a little. God, I got a little angry. So I just need for OBS to pretend like it likes us and that we have a show to run. And it said that my encoder was too high. I don't know why it said my encoder was too high when I had just reset my encoder. So I'm probably going to have to go in there and change my settings around before I stream tonight for Saturday night's main event. Yep.
Oh yeah, Logan Paul and Jey Uso and John Cena and Truth and the nut-ass tag team match.
Yeah, you still talking and this shit is still frozen, so. I can't even click around on Discord. Like, we're letting up and stuff, so Discord is responding. Everything else just isn't, and I'm not understanding why. What happened?
I'm confused on why.
I might have to do a hard reset of everything. I think I know why OBS is acting up because I haven't updated it yet. But every
You
time
want to try to do it through my OBS?
No, I don't trust you to do that. Cause
Just press record.
Lafayette, there's a lot more that goes into this podcast than just pressing record.
I understand that. What I'm saying is I'm trying to find a solution to the fact that your encoder is high every week.
Well,
Without doing a hard reset.
guess what? We don't have to do that because everything just came back in. Haha. No, I wouldn't have to do a hard reset. I would just have to lower my settings. But we are back on air. And yeah, we have a bunch of shit to talk about this week. So, the Money in the Bank qualifying matches have been a complete ass. But you brought up Saturday night's main event, and that is tonight. So let's talk about that foolishness before I get angry.
All of the matches.
No, these motherfuckers yesterday just said, yo, we just built a sausage fest. Let's throw a women's match in here just because randomly. Like what?
Not only a women's match. Hold on. Not only a women's match, but a women's match we've already seen. A lot.
Hold on. A lot. We've only seen that match twice. Well, maybe 3
That's
times.
a lot. Friday Night SmackDown's worth? It's a lot.
This might be the fourth one.
For Friday Night SmackDown's standards, it's a lot.
And what?
I don't care about Zelina and Chelsea Green for the fifth time or whatever the fuck.
So, you were saying that we've seen the match with Chelsea and Zelina several times. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that match is like, I'm probably over exaggerating by how many times that match has been shown. I just think that
we've seen it twice, but she has been antagonizing Chelsea since she came over from Raw. So I understand why you said that.
I think that's probably what I'm thinking. I've seen the two of them close to one another too much in the past month, maybe 2 months. For as long as Zelina's been champion, maybe a little even longer, because that was Chelsea's last feud, and Zelina been just trying to get the belt from Chelsea for a little while now. So hopefully, at least this is a blow-off match, because we know damn well they're not going to put the women's U.S. belt on the Money in the Bank card because Triple H don't care. So hopefully this is a blow-off match, and they don't do this again in our Friday Night SmackDown thing, because
this is where I get angry though, because Lyra and Becky were able to have a match on a pay-per-view, but the women's U.S. title is constantly being defended on Saturday night's main event and not on a fucking pay-per-view. This is the second time the women's...
Triple H does not care about Zelina Vega.
It's not... I don't think it's her. I don't think it's her. I don't think it's her. Because when Chelsea had the belt, she didn't get a big stage. She got Saturday night's main event, where it was her and Michin. Twice.
But she won the belt at Saturday night's main event.
She did.
Think that's what they're trying to do with the show.
And then... Yeah, I don't think it's Zelina. I think that they pushed for these titles because the fans wanted them, and now they don't know what to do with them. That's what I think it is. But at the same time, it's still not fair to only have this particular belt being defended at this show that happens once every 3 months? Because the last Saturday night's main event was before Mania. That shit had to be in like early March, because that was the last time we seen Gunther and Jay before Mania. Shit is stupid. I've had enough. What?
I don't know. I think the main problem is when you have these mid card belts, and this company has no problem with ignoring when the fans want something. So if you went through all the trouble of making these belts and doing the tournament, and then this, I think they did a tournament or something. I think it
What
did,
for the
and
women's?
deciding a champion and stuff like that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Cause we were there the night before Chelsea won the belt. So we saw those last two qualifying matches.
Okay. Okay. So you went through all of that just to not have any plans for these people when they win the belts? Like some things are the fans' fault. This is not something that the fans can like choose. The fans can't change this. This is just Triple H not being good at his job. That's all. And now you got Lyra, who's only getting a match because y'all care about Becky and not Lyra. Y'all don't care about Zelina that much because y'all gave her the belt. Thanks. And y'all refuse to tell a compelling story besides her fighting Piper and Chelsea and Alba and Chelsea every single week, and giving me 6-woman tag matches as if the crowd's supposed to give a damn about Zelina, BFAB, and Michin having a story that even gives them a reason to care. Nick Aldis runs the backstage. I can't take. They do the same thing all the time. They do the same 5 moves every SmackDown, and Zelina Vega is now stuck in this vortex. So I'm hoping, praying that she at least beats Chelsea again tonight. And on SmackDown, they give her an actual rival to feud with a story, and not just Chelsea Green saying, I'm not done yet. Because it's only going to hurt Zelina.
Let's look at the women's roster for fucking SmackDown and see if it's even, because everybody at this point is going for the main card, like the main title, like at this point. It's one of those things where it's just like, what can you fucking do? Why is John looking at me like this? Ew, nigga. I don't like John Cena's fucking championship render. Nigga's not smiling. This shit's weird. Let's see. I can break it. I can break it up into rosters. Hold on. So we have Alba, Alexa, BFAB, Bianca. Where the fuck is Candice LeRae? Oh, Charlotte, Chelsea, Julia, Jade, Michin, Naomi. They need to fix her shit because it's double hair on here. Nia, Nikki, Piper. Are you counting on your fingers how many women I'm naming? Tiffany, Zelina. That's it.
Ain't
That's
that many,
it.
it seems.
Most of this roster is men.
Yeah.
Most of this roster is fucking men. So unless, when the draft happens, they draft more fucking women, she might be in a loop. Just saying.
But even so, like, they need to start calling people from NXT. Like, you know what I would do too? As much as I think that she's a cornball, I would give Zelina Vega. I would put Tyra May Steele on the main roster so fast, and have her start feuding with Zelina.
I'm so happy that this
I would absolutely do it.
that y'all can't see how balled up my face is right now. Why would you curse at me like that?
Our personal feelings do not
No,
matter.
because you saying that because she's an Olympic gold medalist, U.S. title, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, if this is the thing, just because we don't like it doesn't mean it wouldn't make sense for a grand story.
I'm sleepy now.
We both have our personal feelings about Tyra May Steele. That's cool. That doesn't matter. They don't. It only matters in this here. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Tyra May Steele on NXT is going to. She's not going to matter because she's in there with everybody else. Jada Parker and Lola Vice and all of these people who at this point matter more than her. You can do that all you want. I'm trying to. It's either that or have Zelina fight Chelsea for the next 6 months. So I'll probably take mine over that. You bring Tara May still in the main roster. You don't have to have her win. You can beat her 4 or 5 times if you want to, but at least tell a story. At least tell a story. Because if it's not her, what else are you gonna do with Zelina Vega? Who else are you gonna feud with?
I don't know, man.
If we're not doing
if they would stop firing all of their women talent. Sorry.
Okay, then. So, again, we're back to where I started. We're grasping at straws here. There's no one else for Zelina to feud with. So, you want to make Tara May still a big deal? Bring her to the main roster, have her go straight, just attack Zelina Vega, and then tell a story. I wouldn't pick Tara May still because I don't see anything in her right now. But remember, I'm not the one paying her fucking paycheck. So it don't matter what I think. It's their job to make everyone else care about her. And if there's no one else on the SmackDown roster, what are we going to do? Have Zelina just sit there?
Well, while we're here...
If someone else can bring me a better Zelina Vega opponent from SmackDown, I would love to hear it. But I guarantee you cannot.
Hey, well, while we're here and we're discussing the lack of female talent that Zelina could go against as U.S. champion, let's talk about how champions shouldn't be in Money in the Bank qualifying matches. They should be defending their titles on said PLE. Hello. Okay. Jacob is going to be in a qualifying match for Money in the Bank next week against Mello and Andrade. Two people who are also, should still be in the U.S. title scene. That? The fuck? What are we doing? Why is LA Knight for the third year in a row in Money in the Bank? Huh? Make it make sense. So currently the women's Money in the Bank matches have been booked the last 2 weeks. We've gotten 2 sets on SmackDown and we've gotten one on Raw. 2 on Raw, actually, I should say. There's been 4 matches. There's only been 2 men matches, and they've both been on fucking SmackDown. Now, I didn't watch SmackDown last night because I just didn't feel it in my spirit to do so. But I did catch some things off of WWE's Twitter account because they tend to post clips as if we're not watching the show live. Like, they'll show an entire segment on Twitter for whatever ungodly reason they decided to do so. So far, the women's Money in the Bank is Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Julia, and Roxanne Perez. Right? That's cool. Rhea Ripley doesn't need to be here. Rhea Ripley doesn't need to be here. Also, you guys were upset that Kyrie got pinned on her first night back. Do y'all not think that Zoe Stark was supposed to be the one to eat the fucking pin, but she goddamn broke her goddamn leg? Stupid! The IWC is full of some of the most brain-dead motherfuckers I've ever witnessed a day in my fucking life. Kyrie shouldn't have taken the pin. Who else was going to take the pin? The Air? Obviously, Zoe was supposed to be the person to take the pin. But because it became a one-on-one match, 5 minutes in, because she keep doing that stupid-ass drop kick, she injured herself. That same drop kick that took Dakota Kai out for 2 weeks and concussed her. Stop doing it. Stop. Remove it from your moveset. You're the only person left from Pair Fusion Pussy Poppin' Fingering Collection, bitch. You're the only one that survived. Stop. Now there ain't nobody left. Back to this. Zelina Vega shouldn't have been pinned last night. Triple H, stop being scared to pin Charlotte. Tell her no sometimes. She already no-sold the girl. on her first match on fucking SmackDown. She already no sold badly, and then your cameraman didn't make it
Charlotte
look
is
any
jealous.
fucking better. Okay,
She's jealous. She's jealous of the young stars. But every time I say it, I hate women. No, you stupid fucking idiot. Charlotte fans have a very hard time with realizing that fact. And it's not all of them. It's a few. And we have to start having the conversation in a better manner, because not all of them are stupid fucking idiots. A lot of them, a lot of the Charlotte fan base, they know what they're not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, I'm not like in a circle with people who are that dumb about Charlotte. But in the grand scheme of Charlotte fans, they have a blind look to every other woman in the division. And if you say a bad word about Charlotte, you're just saying that you hate all women, or hate all the entire women's roster, when no one has ever said that. We're talking about how Charlotte has a hard time realizing that her carbon copy Ric Flair thing that she's been getting away with for 15 years, or well, how long has it been? Maybe like 13, 12, 13 years? However long her career has been. That little cosplay that she's been doing this entire time, it ain't gonna work anymore. Because you got people that are coming in there, and if you let Julia wrestle the way she used to wrestle, she will knock your block off. You can beat up Tiffany Stratton all you want. Tiffany Stratton wasn't a real wrestler. She was doing gymnastics, doing backflips. Find someone who's wrestling longer than you have when you were playing volleyball or some of that shit. When you were rocking the little pixie, the little Tinkerbell haircut, when you were in the crowd at WrestleMania 24 when your dad retired, there were people who were in the field fighting grown men. People who are way more prepared for this life than you were, Charlotte. And if Triple H take the handcuffs off them, they will knock the shit out of you. You were trained for this because this wasn't your first way of life. You weren't just growing up and said, I wanted to be the wrestler. You wanted to do other stuff. And you became something that is great. I'm not going to take nothing away from you. But also stop taking things away from the other people who are going to overtake you once you retire. Because Charlotte going to be that person that when we like 40, 50, Charlotte keep coming back to do a Goldberg. One more match. She's going to come back and start beating the young talent. That's the kind of person she's already there, damn near. She's already there. So this is the problem. People are saying Julia can't wrestle when Julia is a better wrestler than 95% of the roster in the WWE.
you said when we
You're
40,
forcing
50, wait, hold on. You said when we 40, 50, Charlotte gonna be coming back to try and do retirement matches?
Yes.
She's 39 now. That would
I
be
know what she
horrible.
is. Ric Flair keep wrestling. Goldberg keep wrestling. Hogan want to wrestle forever. He keeps saying he want to come back. The age doesn't matter at this point. All that matters is the ego. And Charlotte Flair has her dad's ego. She has her dad's everything except charisma. It's tough. But last night, thank God she didn't win the match. Thank everybody she didn't win the match. But Charlotte just not selling moves and doing all this stuff. There's certain people you're not gonna be able to flex with. And when these new wrestlers start coming in and not from the NIL program, not from NXT, when Triple H starts signing these people from Japan and Europe and they're fully prepared to knock your block off, and you say something wrong to them, they gonna hit you. And you can't go backstage and start whining, oh, they hit me too hard, because you're a grown woman whining like a baby. And while your fans act like you don't do it, everyone else sees right through you. That's why you never get no respect from me. Last night pissed me the hell off because everyone just jumped on Julia as if we ain't seen wrestlers do that little neck twist move forever.
Who was that I sent you a video of? Was that Wendy Chu?
Uh,
I believe that was Wendy Chu that I sent you that video of how the move was supposed to look. And she had did that over in Evolve
yeah.
not too long ago.
When you did it, Zack Sabre Jr. did it to Bryan, I think, when they had their match a while ago. It's a regular move. It's a regular move that Charlotte just decided not to
I
sell, so it
she
looked bad.
she yeah, she didn't sell it, and it didn't look right when Julia did it, as well as the camera angle switching the way that it did. It was just overall all bad, and the narrative of Julia is being painted as a result of that. And I don't think that that's fair, especially when they're trying to build her up. Like I said, again, stop being afraid to pin Charlotte.
Yeah, that
She
too.
she should have been pinned instead of the champion. That doesn't make any sense as to why she wasn't. Why she wasn't, you know? That's just, you know, I don't know why we're still protecting her at this day and age, but you know, it is what it is, where we're at right now. And there's other things for me to scream and holler about, such as what is it? Why hasn't there been any Money in the Bank qualifying matches on Raw? What are y'all doing? That is where the biggest of the big male roster is. Now, I don't know how long y'all are planning on keeping this belt on Jay, but there is absolutely no reason why he should be having a one-off match with Logan Paul in the middle of a feud with Seth. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Maybe y'all started this feud too early, but to have a one-off match at Saturday Night's main event where we know he's not gonna lose, and then he's gonna have to face Gunther again next week, and then face Seth again, is just too fucking much. Y'all could have just kept the feud going. And whatever the result of this tag team match is gonna fucking be with Sammy, whether he turns or not tonight, it's just, y'all are all over the place. It's feel like y'all just trying to put stuff in places that it shouldn't be, just for the sake of doing it because it's written down. That's how I feel.
A little bit. That's the way it's coming off. Cause like you got Jay fighting tonight. He gonna beat Logan. Okay, cool. Whoever wins Money in the Bank, I highly doubt they're gonna cash in on Cena, because Cena, I feel like Cena has all of his opponents laid out for him. I don't think anybody's gonna cash in on John, because
If
I
they give
assume
it to
Cody's gonna get
Solo,
that
and
belt when he comes back.
Solo cashes in on Jacob, bruh, y'all gonna hear me. Y'all gonna hear me real bad and loud. Continue.
Yeah, they should not have you at. They gotta stop doing that in the first place. You should not be cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase on a mid card champion. That's what the same problem we had with Austin Theory a few years ago.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing that. The Money in the Bank briefcase is for a world championship. It's supposed to get the mid card superstars to the main event level, not to cash in on a in a division that they already in. They may have already had a match. You know what I'm saying? That this would, if Carmelo Hayes qualifies and he wins the briefcase, this will take him from the mid card to the main event. LA Knight. Y'all keep putting him in these matches and he never wins. So what do we do? You know what I'm saying? I think they have
I
I think the
promise
women.
you, I would be like, bro, I'm not getting bruised up for a third year in a row for me to just not. You feel me? Like, I would just be like, fuck off. Don't ask me shit else. Don't ask me to be in this shit no more.
I think Roxanne qualified for the Money in the Bank on Raw.
Yeah, she did. She did this past Monday. She did.
Yeah. And I don't know how they're set. And I think they're running into a problem because they're trying to tell stories alongside doing qualifier matches, but the time between today and Money in the Bank is not enough time.
It's 2
And for
weeks
these
from today.
3 hour shows, it's like they're just rushing through it. But at the same time, going slow. Because if you're rushing through all the stories and your show still sounds like it still feels like it's just lugging her along, you're not doing anything. That's why these shows are so damn boring, because there's no continuity half the time. You know,
I feel
just
like
impromptu matches.
everything, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I feel like everything has come to a halt after WrestleMania 40 because all the stories kind of ended there, and then there was no way to pick back up and have something as great as they did from 2020 to 2024. I feel like a lot of stories that started in 2020 or 2022, 2023 ended at WrestleMania 40, and they just haven't been able to pick back up and be as great as those stories were in the years prior. Because leading up, everything after Backlash last year was very predictable. We knew who was winning King and Queen of the Ring when we saw what was going on. We knew who was going to be champion walking out of SummerSlam because of what happened at King and Queen of the Ring. It was like there was no unpredictability in 2024 leading into 2025 except for the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, where Jay won and Cena turned heel. Those are the only two unpredictable things that have happened this year. Everything else, we've been able to sit on this podcast and tell y'all exactly what the fuck was going to happen, how it was going to happen, and who was going to be involved. That's bad. That's really bad. We didn't record last week, but we were at the hotel watching SmackDown on my stream, and I didn't think that they were gonna give LA Knight a third chance. And Loft looked me right in my face and he said he's gonna win next week. I didn't tune in, but when I got on Twitter, who the fuck won? LA Knight. What the fuck? What are we doing?
It's not hard to predict at this point. That's the thing. I'm not it's so easy to predict at this point. There's no way around. Like they're doing the same stuff over and over again, and they're very much telling you. The only match I'm really confused about is next week with Melo, Jacob, and Andrade. Because
Jacob
they're
doesn't
so
need to be
halfway in and halfway out.
Jacob doesn't need to be in. Jacob doesn't need to be in Money in the Bank because he's a fucking champion. Like You're right. So between those other two, they were in the match last year as well, but everyone wants to push Melo, and I think that's kind of the point of the whole Melo don't Miz bullshit. It was to like give him like a vet to like push him, but at the same time, it was just like, out of all the vets, y'all picked Miz. Like no shade to my boy Mike, my boy Mike Mazzana, but it's y'all turned Melo into something completely different, and we've also been getting tons of hints, and Melo's name has been getting dropped over at NXT every 2 seconds to the point where Trick might be coming up, and they're gonna put them two back together.
Yes,
because it's looking like, and I hate to say it, that those two need each other badly.
Oh, who's been saying that since they broke up?
Anybody asked you that?
I wonder.
Anybody asked you shit?
Who has been telling y'all that?
Anybody asked you nothing? Anybody? Nope. Anybody asked you shit?
I was keep trying to tell y'all the play, and no one listens to the play. I tell y'all every single time what the play is, and no one listens to me.
Shut up.
I keep telling y'all how this show runs, and people keep telling me I'm a bitch. No, I'm not. I promise you, everything that I say has reasoning. I'll be hitting the shot all the time, but 95% of the time, that shot's going in. I'll be trying to tell people how this shit works. They already explained to you that Melo and Trick need each other. They already told you that before they broke up. And they've been just doing the same thing they're doing with the Usos, what they were doing with the Usos before Jay even got the big push. One needs the other.
Also,
Melo's the wrestling, Trick is the mic. That's it.
Also, I'm so glad you brought up the twins. Thank you so much. Whoever the fuck sat in that writing room and said the Usos and Cody Rhodes versus Braun, Seth, and Logan at Money in the Bank, shut the fuck up. Put the pen down. Stop. Thank you. Also, at this point, when the draft happens, Move Jimmy to Raw. I'm not playing. I'm not fucking playing. Get him away from his little brother. Because I don't know why Solo's looking to tap his big brother on the shoulder again. But you tried to kill that man, so he's not going back to you. Move him expeditiously. Quite frankly, move him yesterday. He should have been moved during the trade window. But y'all don't listen. So, yeah.
Just do it after SummerSlam. Hopefully, Jay loses the belt.
But that's when the draft is supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen post SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, good. So Jay shouldn't be champion anymore, and then you put the Usos back together so they can continue to be one of the best tag teams in the world and stop being stupid. Because you're not pushing Jimmy, and you're pushing Jay.
And
but it's very obvious that the crowd wants both of them to be hot.
I was about to say that. I was just about to say Jimmy is so over, and it's like, hello, what are y'all doing? I don't think him and Solo should have been in the same match. I don't. I think that Jimmy should be in Money in the Bank as well as his wife. We'll talk about that stupid ass match that they got coming up next week. That don't make no fucking sense. But for whatever reason, they just got him being like this odd side character that don't make no sense. Because we really thought that, and it looked like it was going to turn into some kind of Truth versus Jimmy thing for a while, and then all of a sudden it wasn't that, and then it was just, what happened at Backlash, which is leading to tonight's match of Cena versus Truth. But what the fuck did you need Jimmy for that for? For what? It didn't make any sense. Jimmy didn't need to be involved in that. Everybody could have just walked by Truth and called him crazy backstage. Like,
do that either way.
They had.
Do that all the time,
I don't think that was a speed match. Shinsuke versus Jimmy. I think that was just a regular dark match that they had pre-show, because they don't do post-show dark matches anymore because SmackDown is 11 fucking hours. So it was just a random, and he beat Shinsuke. That could have been on TV. Hello. And he got a chant last night from what I saw. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I don't understand. What? Like, I don't get it. Let's see. What else is written down on this damn thing? Backlash was boof. Fuck Becky Lynch. Grande Americano can go back to Starbucks where he came from. I'm tired of seeing it. And he's the men's speed champion. Why?
Aren't the masks like super sold out?
They are sold out, and that's another problem. What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
That's why this company does the stupid shit they do, because they know they're gonna make the money for it. So this stuff, this Grande Americano stuff, this might be the beginning.
They just dropped the 4 letters, 1 word, yeet shirt on the shop. They just dropped that shit.
They did that a long time ago. Why did it take so long? So they did that a while ago.
And it's black and white. The letters are on white and the shirt is black. They just dropped that today.
Meanwhile, the other guy with a 4-letter word that starts with Y, he don't get nothing.
No, that's not true. Because when he was U.S. champion, he had a custom strap that you could buy off the store.
Okay, we're comparing. I'm talking about the difference.
That's merch
in pushes.
I'm
talking about a Royal Rumble victory, World Championship run, get to do his entrance twice, compared to a U.S. Championship run and a black strap. Ooh,
it wasn't a black strap. It said LA on it. It had his logo all over it.
It was black. The strap was black. It had LA, in black and white letters. It was black.
I spelled Charlotte's name wrong on this paper. I spelled Charlotte with an S instead of a C. I was pissed writing this shit, huh? That was 30 minutes ago? How long we been recording? Yeah.
But no, man. I don't even know, because in the scenario that Melo qualifies for the match, he pins Andrade. Because for the love of God, do not pin Jacob. I know you're not that dumb to pin both your U.S. champions in back-to-back weeks. Because I think you care more about Jacob than you do Zelina. I think. I don't know. If you just have Melo pin Andrade, because he's done that before, and you put Melo and LA Knight in the match, those are the only two people that you should be looking at to win. I don't care who else qualifies. Maybe if Braun Breaker qualifies. I think they're going to put him in that match too. I think they're going to put Braun in the Money Back Ladder match too. Because they're going to end up having a qualifying match the week before.
I would rather them put Seth than to put whatchamacallit, if they're going to continue this feud between Seth and Uso. Ooh, I blanked out.
You could, but that's the thing.
Also,
if Seth wins that briefcase, Jay is cooked at the earliest convenience.
So, Cena and Truth aren't main eventing. Jay and Logan are. Jay and Logan are.
I'm gonna wait until the show starts because I feel like they always do that and then they just switch it right at the end. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Have you seen Logan's render? It's definitely yassified.
I don't want to see Logan's render.
He's doing the Drake thing. You know the face that Drake makes.
The little duck. I hate
with the little duck lips.
I don't like it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But his is kind of like more with a frown. Like he's kind of like looking down a little bit. Yep.
Oh, he's a sad duck. I don't want to see that.
So tonight is night 2 of WWE taking over Tampa. So no, they weren't in North Carolina last night, were they not? Anyway, I don't know where they were. No, this is the first night. This is the first night because remember it was 4 nights. They canceled NXT. So tonight is the first of 3 nights in Tampa. We have Saturday night's main event. Tomorrow is Battleground, and then Monday Night Raw will also be in Tampa. I think that everything's going to be in the same venue. So cool for you guys, you know. Because they were selling 4-day tickets, but they're moving NXT back to the PC. We have no idea why, but they canceled it earlier in the week. So Saturday night's main event: Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. We have a tag team match of Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus CM Punk and Sami Zayn. Something's gonna happen here because Sami still don't fucking like Punk, so I don't understand why they trying to force us to believe that nigga's not gonna turn. Mr. Ron Killings, aka R-Truth, versus John Cena. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match, and then the hair nigga damn match, Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green. y'all said there was no women, so here, motherfucker.
Y'all want women on the show? Y'all want women on the show? Oh, fine. Oh. Zelina, oh my god.
Where is she? Call her in the office. So, yeah, I'm looking at what the last Saturday night's main event, Rhea Ripley was the champion. What the fuck?
Damn.
Wow.
I'm
just looking at the top of the screen, like in complete awe, because it was Braun. Braun was still IC champion, and he had a match with Sheamus, and I believe one of the person was in that match, and then it was Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu, and that match ended with Braun Strowman almost dying. So, yeah, that was the last one. That was January 25th was the last Saturday night's main event. So we're in what?
That's when Liv was champion, wasn't it?
Rhea had already won the belt back by then because she went against Nia. I'm looking at the results.
Was Liv in the EO before that?
Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defeats Nia Jax. Intercontinental Braun Breaker versus Braun Breaker defeats Sheamus. That was the contract signing for Cody and Kevin, where Sean hit him with that sweet chin music. Again, the disqualification with Braun and Jacob. And then Jay and Gunther. The match that you're talking about was in December. That was the first Saturday Night's main event that came back. And that was when Liv defeated Io. Yep. That was when you were here in Connecticut.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I forgot there was one after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's only been 3 since they brought it back. Tonight will be the 3rd. This is why we love WWE.com, and I keep a tab open, cite my sources.
Yeah.
Teehee. Since I lowered my encoder, we have not had any freezes or glitches. So I think I'm going to leave the settings here from now on. It just might take a longer time for us to render out the show, and I'm fine with that. What else is written here on this paper other than Money in the Bank is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from today. So we have next Saturday, which is May 31st. The Saturday after that is June 7th. I repeat, the Saturday after next week is Money in the Bank. There has been no men matches on Raw. I'm going to keep saying that until we get matches on Raw. Okay? Okay. All right. Let's go back to Saturday night's main event real quick and just run through this. Who do you think is going to win? Uso versus Paul?
Yeet.
The Heyman guys versus the 2 that can't get along.
The Heyman guys.
All right. John Cena or R-Truth?
I think it'll be hilarious if Truth won, but John Cena will hopefully beat R-Truth to a pulp.
This steel cage match that hopefully ends this feud forever. Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre?
Anybody but Damian Priest.
All right. And the Hair Nigga Damn Award goes to Zelina Vega. All right. So for me, it's going to be Jay. The Heyman guys, Cena. I'm going to give this to Priest simply because Drew won at Mania. So then I think at that point Damian would be the winner of this feud, no? And then it could be over?
I don't know.
Okay. I just don't want it to lead into SummerSlam where I have to sit in the audience in New Jersey and see it, because that will piss me off.
I'm the loser of this feud, so
because I still don't understand how we even got here, because initially when they put those 2 into Elimination Chamber and Drew cut that promo, he looked at him and he said, I don't have a problem with you. So how did we get to I don't have a problem with you to now having a problem with him? Yes, I understand that Damian eliminated Drew in Elimination Chamber, but that shouldn't lead all the way until fucking the end of goddamn. That was February. It's May. Why are we in a 3-month feud? Like, I don't, like, please free me. The WWE Network still has a link up here, but when you click on it, it tells you take your ass to Peacock. Let's look at the results of TNA last night. I clicked on the wrong thing and then found the link that I actually needed. Is it going to do the thing? Is it going to show me what I actually needed? No, it's not going to give me what I need. Okay, let's go back to Google. Yeah, real time. Like that. Come on. All right, there we go. All right, under search, results. Okay, well, Rosemary had a match last night. I have to go and watch this.
Wait, Under Siege was last night?
Yes.
Damn.
During Friday Night SmackDown that you decided to watch. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
So Rosemary won her match by disqualification. What? Tessa Blanchard and Alicia Fox had words for Ariana Grace and Milan Miracle. Okay. Whatever that means. AJ Francis is injured. Hold on, what? It says he's injured and Casey Navarro took his place against Mike Santana. Okay. How the fuck did he get injured? Did we miss something? Anyway, Mike won.
Shush.
Eddie Edwards defeats Cody Deaner. There's clips on here and everything. What the fuck is Moose wearing? I would share the screen, but I don't think you want to see this. That's a bad outfit. Like, bro has on American flag vest. Like, that's a really, really bad outfit. But I think they're prepping for something that's going to be going on at the border of Niagara Falls in Canada. I don't know if it's this coming weekend, like the 31st or what. But I know the president is going to be there. I don't want no parts of that. Like
the president of America?
Oh, the United States, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Him and the prime minister are going to face off in some kind of thing going on, and TNA, for some ungodly reason, is a part of that. I don't know what that's about. But I don't know if you've checked the Wrasslin Room email as of late, but they were offering media passes for that, and I want no parts of whatever is about to be going on at the border of America and Canada up in Niagara Falls. Y'all got that, okay? So the System versus the Northern Armory, they did their face off for that. I guess there was a 6-man tag, and the System lost. There was a tag. Okay, I have an issue with the By Elegance girls and the. How many women's tag teams do you know of in TNA before I click on this roster page?
Not many. Probably like 3.
So the belt,
I know they have a lot. I just don't know.
They just keep bouncing back between the same people, if you ask me, because they've been running this match back since Ash and Heather By Elegance have won these belts. They've been going against Spitfire back to back, you know? And of the By Elegance ladies retained. So I was explaining something to you earlier about the beautiful Tasha Steelz and how I can't wait to, cry in her arms come SummerSlam weekend. But she was in a match last night with Miss Indy Hartwell. Order 4 versus the Rascals, Indy Hartwell, and I would like to know who the last person was. Raj Singh? Who's that?
The big tall dude?
Hold on, let me see. I need to see his face. I'm looking at the roster page right now. Since everything here is in alphabetical order, just how I like it. Thank you so much, TNA. You said the big tall dude?
Is he tall? Cause that sounds like the dude that was been AEW, but I don't.
Wow, his name isn't on here, and Alicia Fox has officially been added to the roster page. I sighed a little bit in my head. Oh yeah, click wrestler, Elisha. Duh. Yeah, y'all showing me like a I mean, I guess he was born in Canada. Did I
What
scroll?
is his
Did I
race, if you
did
can
I
tell?
did I scroll past him? Because when I clicked here, he seems to be I don't want to say Indian culture, or he could possibly be Arabian.
That's him. He was in
Okay.
AEW for a while.
So he was also in this match. He was their fourth because Order 4 consists of 4 people, including Mustafa Ali. Pretty cool.
Huh.
There's
I
a
didn't know
lot
he left
more.
AEW.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What chapter did I miss that the Nemeths are now the tag team champions? What chapter did I miss?
They beat the Hardys a while ago.
A while ago, as
It
in the
actually
last
wasn't
pay per
really.
view?
I think it was recently.
I need to get on. I need to get on TNA
That's when I
Plus and
got hyped.
stop.
'Cause I thought they were gonna come back to WWE now. But they lost.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna tune into TNA Plus and stop playing around. Like what? What? Because how did I miss that chapter?
I thought I told you that.
Don't recall, sweetheart. Nope.
Shit.
Um. Lee Lei Ying Lee, formerly known as Xia Li. She made her MMA debut not too long ago, and she won. I think it was last weekend,
CM
actually.
Punk, you suck.
You said what?
CM Punk tried to do it. He got his ass beat. Sucks.
Oh, also, I saw this when I woke up this morning. Ariana Grace and Santina Morella will be tag teaming together against
What?
Tessa Blanchard and whoever the fuck she picks to be her partner. Well, not who she picks to be her partner, but the person that has beef with Santana. I can't remember who the fuck they said it was, but that will be happening, and I'm like extremely excited about that, to see father and daughter tag together. That would be great. Y'all got that.
All right.
Who is that? Who's this young man? That's I don't think it's Robert Stone. I would hope it's. Hey, bring your ass back to NXT before I get mad. Why are you standing behind Tessa? What's going on here?
Why?
Tessa should have.
What was Robert Stone doing?
Well, they gave Stevie something to do, so pretty much nothing, you know.
You know what I'm saying? There's no reason for Robert Stone to come back. He wasn't doing. He was just there. I mean, he was just sitting there, just to be there.
Yeah, so that's gonna be the next match, I guess. And then Masha beat Alicia Fox. I'm not calling her Victoria Crawford, but no. Um so she's still our TNA World Champion. Well, Knockouts champion, I should say. The Nemeths versus Matt and Leon. Where the hell is Jeff? Oh, he couldn't
Oh
travel.
no.
He couldn't travel. That's
Oh,
what it says. It says he cannot travel. Leon Slater stepped in. Okay. But if they would have won that match, would he had to give the belt to Jeff when Jeff returned, or like would Leon just be the tag team champion with Matt?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Trick Williams and Kazarian versus Elijah and Joe Hendry. Sorry.
it's a nasty tag match.
I want to be in the writing room over at TNA. Let me get a pen. Let me get a pen. But Hendry and Elijah did come out on top. And then there was a face-off between Trick and Mr. Hendry ahead of their match at tomorrow night's NXT Battleground, where Loft believes that Trick Williams is going to win the TNA World title for some ungodly reason.
I'm trying to tell you. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
I'm just excited to see how they're building towards Slammiversary. Against All Odds is also in 2 weeks, so I believe Against All Odds is the 6th, and then they're doing some tapings on the 7th. I don't think they would have Against All Odds the same night as Money in the Bank. I don't think they would do something like that. So it might be the same night as SmackDown, and I might just tune into that instead of SmackDown. Not gonna lie. And then there's some tapings in Pittsburgh coming up June 20th and 21st. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area and want to go check out some TNA shows, go ahead and do that. Tell them your friends down at the Wrasslin Room sent you. They know us very well down there at TNA. According to our inbox.
No.
Did anything exciting happen on AEW?
I don't know. I only care about Mercedes and Jamie on Sunday and Osprey and freaking Hangman.
Do you want to go to Arizona for money? Actually, yeah. Do you want to go to Arizona for during Money in the Bank instead of going to Money in the Bank? Do you want to go to
Why go to Arizona for?
Against All Odds? You know, you can talk to Nick Nemeth, Ryan. You know,
Is Jeff Hardy gonna be there?
they're on the poster. You're not going to Arizona. Relax.
Arizona's hot.
It is.
Arizona's hot.
It is. I'll give you that. But that was that for that. I'm searching around for anything else in wrestling news. You said that there wasn't anything in All Elite Wrestling. If I can type correctly.
I'm the wrong person to ask about that.
Elite Wrestling. They sent us an email and said, "Hey, nah, y'all not coming to Double or nothing. We ain't got enough tickets to just be handing out." So, and that's tomorrow as well.
I'm not going to another AEW pay-per-view.
Even if it's free?
I don't care if it's free or not. My time ain't free, and they wasted it already.
Okay, well. They announced All Out for Toronto, and that's going to be in September.
Oh yeah, I saw a whole bunch of people were confused on why it wasn't in Chicago again, but
because they're taking over. They're holding Chicago hostage. July 16th, 17th, 23rd, 26th, 30th, 31st.
It ain't hostage. They wanted them to be there.
They're holding them hostage.
Hostage would be involuntary. Chicago wants them to be there all them damn days.
I heard Mercedes Moné called herself the Beyonce of wrestling while also being dressed as Beyonce from the Renaissance tour. Go ahead, sister. The AEW. Hey. What is this? What is this book? Is All Elite. Coming soon. Pre-orders. How much is the book? What are we saying? Hey for? Oh, the book is $37.
What are you talking about?
This book is All Elite, the inside story of All Elite Wrestling.
It's $37.
Oh, wow! It's not nice.
It's funny. Oh yeah, you go to Barnes and Noble and go get the freaking Tony Khan book.
Or I
can
let me know how that. Get it off of Amazon because it's on Amazon. It's a hardcover book. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Books A Million. I didn't know that place still existed. Bookshop.org, Hudson Bestsellers, Powell, Target, Walmart, places books are sold, There's also an audiobook version available on Amazon for $13.78.
Yeah, I'm so cool off that.
So, and it starts at 2019. So, do you think Cody's going to be included in the book?
He should be.
Well, you want to know who's on the cover?
Okay.
The cover of the book includes Darby Allin, what looks to be Hangman Adam Page jumping off of something, Chris Jericho, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, that one Mox guy when he still had hair. I don't know how old this render is, and Dana Brooke, and there's another woman on here, but I cannot identify her.
See Dana Brooke?
Not Dana Brooke. Oh my god, I'm tired. The dentist bitch.
Oh, Britt Baker.
Britt Baker. All them girls all white women look the same to me, if you ask me, to be honest. But yeah.
You gotta stop saying that. You don't look anything alike
Anymore.
in the slightest.
Because, plastic surgery.
No, Britt never had brown hair or blonde hair.
Okay.
I feel like I think Dana's always had blonde hair.
No, not always. She had some brown in there at some point. Also, AEW will be holding Philadelphia hostage over at 2300 Arena. I don't know if we have talked about that on the podcast as of recent, but August 27th, August 30th, September 3rd, September 5th, hopefully we get, some passes for that. September 6th, September 10th, and September 11th will be over at 2300 Arena in Philadelphia.
It's not hostage. Philadelphia said, yes, Tony Khan, we want you to be here for
we want you to be here for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So one of those is Death Before Dishonor. That is a Ring of Honor, I guess, pay-per-view. I put in for us to attend, and hopefully they, holler at us. That's what we were supposed to do this weekend. We were supposed to film a sit-down video. Whatever. I'll figure out some
sit-down video.
Yeah, to announce the thing in September, in July. Not SummerSlam, the other thing. But I'll just figure out a creative way to do that. Make it like a something, But yeah, we have an announcement coming soon, guys. It's not a baby, so shut the fuck up.
Hell no.
Before anybody starts that fucking rumor, shut that down now. That's it for the wrestling world from what I can see. Actually, no. What is the Double or Nothing card? Y'all gonna give me something?
The card, it looked big as shit, like usual,
Wait, hold on. I can watch Double or Nothing on Prime Video?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, you can.
That's very interesting. I'm not going to my local Dave & Buster's to do that. That's not happening.
Dave & Buster's.
I would like to see the card, that would be great, because every time I click on it, okay, there we go, now you're giving me the card. All right, Will Ospreay, Hangman Adam Page, Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Final.
Oh boy!
Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter. That's why Jamie knocked Mercedes upside her goddamn head. Okay. That is also an Owen Hart women's final match. Thomas Tony Storm versus Mina Shirakawa. I just want them to touch boobs. Tony, come here. Why is the AEW World Tag Team Champions facing the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions? And why are they still the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions? They've been the champions for at least 1.5 years.
You talking about Sammy and Red Dust?
Yes. They've been champions since. I think they've been champions since All In last year. That's a long time. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before. No, it was 2024. Because I watched that match. I saw them win. I saw that happen in real time. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Anarchy in the Arena. Kenny Omega, Willow Nightingale, Swerve Strickland, and the Ops versus the Death Riders and the Young Bucks.
Huh.
My soundboard. There we go. Okay.
This card isn't as big as I thought it was.
Hold on. Okada versus Speedball Bailey. We have Bald on Bald Crime. Mark Briscoe versus Ricochet. Then you have FTR versus Nigel McGuinness and DG. I don't even want to know the story behind that. Is that Stokely down there at the bottom of this poster? What AEW? What I've missed a lot. I missed a lot.
Oh yeah, Stokely's with a new group now. He came back like a few weeks ago. He was just, I'm with him now.
And then you have they're not called Undisputed anymore?
Nah, they're like the fucking Paragon, I think now.
Paragon versus the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
Josh Alexander still scares the fuck out of me. I don't care what company he's in. That man is scary. Like, he actually frightens me. He puts fear in my heart. He's scary. Okay. And then you have Megan Bain and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. Why? That's on the pre-show. But like, why?
Because they have tits and ass.
So they're just gonna be in the ring clapping? I'm confused. And that's the only match that they have on the buy-in. All the rest of everything else that I read to you, everything else that I read to you is on the Double or Nothing card. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches. But in a total, it's 10. So the pre-show might not be that long. Because it says it starts at 6:30. And we can watch that on YouTube. So I'll probably be streaming that tomorrow. Since there's no more LFG. And I'm not watching the last episode because y'all decided that Tyra May still deserved it over P Nasty. Because she shouldn't have been eliminated at all. And I didn't expect Xena to win either, but I
did.
But yeah. Has Cope gotten his get back on FTR yet? If not, please do it tomorrow.
I don't think so.
Please do it tomorrow. I want them to perish. They're pissing me off.
I don't think he's been seen since Dynasty.
So that means he's still learning how to walk then. Because he said after a match, it takes him at least 2 days to recover, which is insane.
Sit down somewhere.
I mean, yeah, he's fucking 50-something. Like, please, I'm scared. But however, selfishly, I do want to witness a match. I just want it to be safe, you know.
Copeland and AEW is safe match. I don't think those two things work. He like doing the big spots now. He on there trying to have fun. But I would like for him to have safe fun because every time he seems to have fun, he gonna break something, and we can't have him breaking stuff. I'm tired of him breaking something.
Well, I have not an odd question, but a genuine question to ask you. Whose diss track was better, Trick's or Hendry's?
Joe's was better. He had the Carmelo Hayes reference, you know.
And Melo said, y'all keep saying my name, I'm gonna pop up.
You know what I'm saying? Tricks has better themes. He's had better diss tracks than that. Sometimes you don't hit the mark. You know what I'm saying? This is one he just didn't hit the mark.
I don't think he practiced performing that shit either. That nigga was winded.
They gave him the hit row mic, and that shit he was out there just No. It was funny, but it just Joe Hendry got him on that one.
Fuck is
So
this? Sean Spears defeats Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs still has a job. That's not even me trying to be funny.
yeah, because they split up him and his boy, and his boy is in Sean Spears' group called The
Yeah,
Culling. I don't know what the fuck a culling is, but that's what they're
they
in.
they they got Izzy Dame over there being pretty and shit.
I like Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame's cool. Izzy Dame's
Uh,
cool.
OTM came back and won their first match back. Where the
Yes,
fuck they been and why are they so tan?
gang activity is back on NXT. Hank and
You
Tank, watch
you
your
know
ass.
you know what made me stand up on my fucking bed when I just saw a clip because I haven't watched NXT in a while. Where I just made me stand up on my bed, like feet on the bed, touching my ceiling with my head on the bed.
What?
Seeing Jasper Troy take out Obafemi. That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
Miles, get to the back of the line, bro.
Miles gonna catch one tomorrow. It's okay.
Oh.
Miles gonna learn a tough lesson tomorrow.
Oh man. Lola, babe, put more brown into your hair. It's starting to wash you out a little bit. And this screenshot of Kalani getting kicked in the face by Zarya is insane. I do want to look at the Battlegrounds card because I have not been paying attention to NXT, like I said. Let's see what's
Battleground don't
here.
look too bad. I definitely forgot Battleground was on Sunday.
We have Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vecchio, Miles and Oba, Trick and Hendry. These look like all title matches that I've just named. Soruka versus Galani Jordan. Dax versus Tony D. That was a deep sigh. I'm sorry. I had to. There's a six man tag match here. We have Hank and Tank with Josh Briggs versus the Culling. I don't know what that's about, but go ahead. That's it. There's only one non-title. Well, there's two non-title matches on here. Everything else is for title. I haven't after Stand and Deliver and the family broke up. I just didn't know where I was going to be mentally as far as NXT went, and I've just drifted away because what the fuck was that about? Yeah. So I would like to see how that matches go. So I guess I'll be switching between the two. Or I can just always go back and watch NXT later and just watch AEW live. Cuz that's what replays are for. You know, I pay for Peacock yearly, so I can always go back and just watch that whenever the fuck. Anything else before I go and get on 2K and mod my game some more and redo some of these qualifying matches to match my narrative?
TKO is taking your money.
Oh,
They will get your money, whether it's in merch, video games, the show. They are taking your money, and if you didn't already know, TKO is going to be the short-term destruction for WWE. Now, I don't mean destruction in the show like being off TV and stuff like that. I mean destruction as in the idea of what this company is as we know it. As the years go on, TKO is going to whittle it down. They ain't going to do it all at once because they're going to realize they ain't stupid. And the fans are going to push back, and then bad stuff is going to happen on the money end. You know, WrestleMania 42 is going to be in Vegas again for the sole reason they just want the same amount of money they got last year.
this year.
It's very simple. With this year, yeah. They saw what happened with 41. They said, "Oh, y'all spending money.
Well,
Let's do it
also,
again."
I believe that TKO has some kind of deal with the city of Las Vegas because that is where their headquarters is. They also own UFC, and they hold a lot of their things there. Their practice center is also there as well. And I think that there was a report that said the city of Las Vegas wants to be a hub for sporting events yearly. So whether that be the Super Bowl, big UFC matches, and WrestleMania, that's what they want to do. So WrestleMania spinning the block is also a part of what the city of Las Vegas wants to do, as well as TKO headquarters being held there.
Well,
Continue.
also Nick Khan grew up there, and there's multiple key TKO employees that live in Las Vegas. So that also is helping the case for the fact that they want there. They want it to be there. 'Cause I read a whole report yesterday, and they really verbatim explained it why they were doing that. And they said, yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that work for TKO, and it was easy for them to show up to the show because they didn't have to go nowhere, and we're doing it to accommodate those people, as if we didn't already know that. So all of this stuff right now is just they're doing it for money, and they're doing it so the TKO guys can feel like they're having a very convenient time going to the show. But to me, Triple H, unfortunately, he doesn't have much to do with this. I love yelling at Triple H for his creative blunders because he keeps messing them up. He keeps messing shit up. But this isn't his fight right now.
You know who we yell at about? You know who we yell at? You know who we yell at about that? We don't yell at Triple H about that. You know who we yell at about that stuff now? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the board of directors at TKO. That's who we yell at.
Dwayne's a puppet too, though.
But that's who we yell at because he's on the board and he's the one that came out 2 months before WrestleMania and made the announcement about New Orleans that caused the surge in prices in New Orleans on hotels, Airbnbs, and everything the fuck else, where people went and pre-booked their shit out a year ahead and now have to cancel every fucking thing and or try and move those dates to Money in the Bank at the end of fucking August. So now you have to move your shit from the beginning of April to the end of fucking August if you still want to keep that hotel, because that surge has now moved 5 fucking months down the goddamn road. And you better hope something else isn't in town, like Essence Fest or some shit, because then you're really fucked.
Well, I think that's the problem. I think Rock coming out there was a play. I think they told Rock to go out there and do that. I don't think he did that off the whim. If he did, it wouldn't be too.
That nigga added "The Block is Hot" to his theme song, and it didn't match.
he just be doing things sometimes. He just be doing things, and I don't get it. But it's like, bro, at some point, they're going to have to realize that you're still turning off a lot of the fans, and it's very obvious that eventually, if TKO can do all of this stuff, there's gonna be a point where TKO is gonna start running the show creatively, if they're not starting to already, and that's when Rock comes in as far as taking Triple H's job, because this is just the beginning. If they're switching things that have never been done before, like announcing WrestleMania and then switching the location. Right after the last WrestleMania, they're doing stuff like that.
Whoa!
No one's gonna stop them from doing stuff.
Okay, so I was gonna try and give them like an alley-oop, but no, I can't do that because there was rumors of another city having it before Vegas, which is wasn't it supposed to be Minneapolis, which is why they're gonna have a 2-day SummerSlam, because Vegas ended up being like, nah, like come over here type shit, because WrestleMania was not supposed to be in Vegas this year. It was supposed to be in Minneapolis, and that's why they were like, okay, the first 2-day SummerSlam was supposed to be next year, and then somehow Jersey got it this year. I don't know what they're doing over there, but yeah, the Minneapolis keeps getting fucked.
Yeah, I thought they were trying to do the Brock retirement match, and then all that goofy shit happened, and then all the bad stuff came out, and they were like, well, can't do that, because I think they're going to do Brock's retirement match. So they moved it. But it's still happening in Minneapolis, just not right now. So I don't know what.
Yeah, because they definitely promised them. They promised them a Mania since they didn't get it for this year, which is why they were gonna their I'm sorry present was that, and then we still have to get a WrestleMania in over at in Minneapolis was supposed to have it. Indianapolis is still owed a WrestleMania because remember they were going to bring the Big Four over to Indy. So far they've gotten the Rumble was the first of the Big Four that they had, and then they're supposed to get the others soon coming. Like that was another slap on the pat on the back of I owe you type of thing. So they're bouncing around, and the dirt sheets is getting everything and putting it out on Twitter before Triple H can, and then he has to go and make video packages to put on Twitter and officially announce it and everything. It's so fucking much. And they also need to find out who got the loose lips backstage. Because why am I hearing a day before Triple H announces that Money in the Bank is going to be in New Orleans next year, before the chief content officer comes and tells us? So y'all need to tighten up backstage too, because that's crazy. Like, WrestleMania not being there anymore is one thing, but to announce that Money in the Bank is going to be taking that place instead is kind of crazy. And then to also hear within like that same hour that Mania was going back to Vegas. Also not from Triple H is crazy.
Even when you watch back the video of Triple H saying all that, it looked weird.
Yeah, he was staying in the middle of the ring before SmackDown, and it was just like, yeah, and then they put it out. They created that video in the middle of rehearsals yesterday.
It's like, we're gonna announce when WrestleMania is coming at a later date. It's like they're trying to do damage control, but it's like all of this stuff is happening because you sold your company to a company that doesn't really care about the chronological order.
Hey. They didn't sell it. Vince sold it. Because he didn't. Now, see, this is the part that everyone's missing too. Vince sold WWE to TKO so that Stephanie and Shane couldn't get their hands on it and do what they wanted to do with it. He sold the company because if he was no longer in control of everything that was going on, he wanted nobody that was already there to have the control and for it to crumble the way that it is. This is all his plan. And then he slowly started to sell his shares in the company. And then Rock suddenly took Vince's spot on the board. Not Triple H, but Rock. All it is a Vince McMahon's plan to ruin his father's company. All of this. So when he dies, they have nothing. That's what all of this is. And everybody continues to pretend like this wasn't a Vince McMahon plan. Old man still got one over on every fucking body. And here we are, pockets empty. It's very, very surprising that WWE is still garnering the in-person audiences that they are, with the prices being what they are. I remember a few years ago, it might have been 2021 or 2022, whenever, we were back in person, it might have been 2022, I was planning on going to a show, and a ramp seat at the ramp was like $150, or maybe I was looking at a $50-something ticket, but it was a ramp seat. If I want to sit directly at the ramp right now, I'm paying $500 to be at that edge when the superstars come out, and I can stick my hand out and touch them when they walk by. Those tickets are extremely high. Those seats that Loft and I had in December, had we paid what they actually were, which those are VIP seats, we would have been paying $700 a piece. In other cities, those seats are anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500, depending on your city. Like, WWE has become extremely expensive now. As someone who is okay with paying $200, $250 for floor seats, I'm cool with not sitting directly at the ramp, but I'm going to look around to see if I can move my seat any closer as the dates come by. I've given you guys the tools before, but Vince, this has definitely been a Vince plan this entire time to make sure that we didn't have anything in his absence. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Hi.
That you it's just super frustrating because Vince being this vindictive on his way out, it's like it's not surprising in the slightest, but you already knew that this company was gonna be in some turmoil. Like even when we first heard that, like before Vince retired, when they had that whole thing about like the company just got sold to Saudi Arabia,
Mm-hmm.
I think the company's still going to get sold to Saudi Arabia at some point, or there's just going to be a partnership that's at a bigger clip. Because if TKO is doing everything that makes them the most money, TKO is going to make them TKO in Saudi Arabia. That's going to make them money like they've probably never seen before. You know, and I don't know what that entails for the company itself, but Vince, because that's the thing, people forget as well. Vince still has shares in the company. You know,
He probably
retirement or not,
has.
he still has shares in the company.
He sold almost all of them. He probably has at least like, I think they said he has about like 20% left. Or 20 shares left, because he was selling them by the hundreds after Rock took over that seat at the board.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If Vince, in the scenario where Vince dies, Rock is next up, not Triple H. And it's very obvious that Vince probably believes that his daughter and Triple H probably dimed him out or something like that, and he feels a way about them. And I know for a fact he doesn't like the way the company's being run right now. So he's like, all right, well, Rock's gonna take over. And when Rock takes over, he's the major puppet of TKO right now. So once he takes over, then TKO is going to be in super control, and that's when creative and stuff are going to take a pull. And I wholeheartedly believe that at some point in our lifetimes, this company is going to sell to Saudi Arabia, and then that's when things are going to get very much different, or very different as far as the day-to-day operations of this company, because it's gotten too big for anyone to watch out for. Like, it's gotten too big for it to die. It's just going to take a lot of changes, you know. This is what we were talking about like way before, like early CM Punk and AEW days. The battle between AEW and WWE being like, okay, which one is better? WWE will always have the advantage just because of how long they've been there. And for the longest time, this has been an entertainment channel. They skipped being a wrestling. The last time they were a wrestling company, that was probably 2010, 2011. I can argue that like the beginning or the middle part of the PG era, that's when stuff started to turn like, all right, this is the sports entertainment time now, you know? And they still have, obviously, they still have a certain aspect of wrestling. They always will, because that's what the basis of this is. is. But once that sports entertainment stuff takes over all of the way, it's only going to become it's going to become more of a celebrity commercialized thing than it already is. Monday Night Raw showing all the rappers and the football players and the actors on Netflix every week, all the ads in the ring, all the commercials. I remember the feeling that we had on that first night.
What the fuck?
Those won't be terrible. They just lose quality over time. And you combine that with the fact that I think the fact that wrestling has no off season, we're gonna have periods of time where it's just boring as shit. To me, right now, American wrestling is all boring. All of it. There's certain stuff that I like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain wrestlers that I'll watch whatever they do, you know, but as a whole, I haven't felt excited about wrestling. I don't care what company it is, since the build for WrestleMania 40. You know? And that's what you referenced earlier. It's like starting maybe at that like Vegas kickoff thing, or no, probably starting when Rock and Cody did the whole but not at WrestleMania thing. That was like the peak of my wrestling excitement, all the way to 40, and then it just fell off. It slowly got worse and worse, and now we're just at a low point. I think at some point it is going to come back up. I just don't know when, and I don't know how. But
adrenaline in my soul. Oh my God, it's Cody Rhodes.
what was that about?
What?
He ain't gonna save it. If that's what you were implying, he ain't gonna save it.
No, I just wanted to sing
He
it because
can't.
I haven't sang it in a while.
Oh,
Wow, damn,
hold on.
it's crazy. Barely be y'all niggas, you know. No.
Hold on,
Okay.
talk to people real quick. I'll be right back.
Nigga said, hold on, talk to the people real quick. I'll be back. In the middle of the podcast when the show is finally stable. I love that here.
My mom is at the door. She has to get me.
Hey, whoa! I was talking shit. You didn't have to respond. What the fuck?
What?
Whoa! Damn.
That's the name of the episode. I was talking shit. You don't have to respond. That was one of the most nut-ass sentences I've ever heard anyone say. I was talking shit. You didn't have to respond. What do you mean? Talking shit about me.
Fuck! You're still talking. You're still talking.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I am. Yeah.
The hell? So yeah. I was just trying to, you know, sing a little adrenaline in my soul, you know. It could have just been, you know, Cody Rhodes, you know. I don't know. Speaking of, Cody and his lovely wife were at the opening of Epic Universe in formal wear. I don't know if that's what they told them they were supposed to wear, but I just feel like getting on a roller coaster and like a full like suit and then like a formal dress is kind of crazy. I don't know, you know. But their ride photo was hilarious. You guys should go look that up. For the most part, it's pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just saying, you know. Why would you? What, like, and then nobody's gonna fucking believe me that he just came to the mic and called me a poopy head because I paused it 2 seconds before he fucking said the shit. This is ridiculous. Grow up. Be an adult. Nigga. God damn. The hell? Yeah. That shit I be talking about. All right. And
Muy bien.
okay. Okay. All right. The podcast is confused as to why you're speaking Spanish. So, what?
You started it.
Well, there's no
I
proof
just
of that.
responded.
There's no proof of that. Just how there's no proof of you calling me a poopy head and then just leaving. So, you know.
I don't know about all that.
Okay. Well, Guys, we are clocking in at our usual time on top of the technical difficulties we had earlier in the show. We're clocking in at probably 2 hours at this point. We've given you guys about 2.5 weeks worth of content. You guys have so much fun with that. I don't have anything else to say as far as free my pockets. Yeah. But not really even free my pockets because I'm not a brokey. So, women's world champion will be in my possession very soon. I'm just saying. Put that out there. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Well, no, I'm gonna buy the women's IC title first. Big ups to China.
All right.
Yeah. But anything else? I gotta reward myself for getting this promotion, man. Something gotta give.
TKO is coming for you. Charlotte doesn't sell for her opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully R-Truth gets beat to a bloody pulp tonight. And then Cena realizes that he's been a very, very bad man, and he says sorry. Or something equivalent. And then we go from there.
Well, it is now 6 p.m. on the East Coast, and Saturday night's main event begins in 2 hours. So we're gonna head out, signing out here on the Wrasslin Room. Follow us on Instagram. I remake the posters and stuff, and then like put our faces in them and stuff like that. That's fun. I like doing stuff like that, creatively behind this stuff. Is there anything that you want to say, like personally, for your social medias and stuff like that? I don't really have anything. I'm kind of in a creative rot, unless it's this damn show. So, yeah.
No. I ain't got nothing else, but no, yeah, really, that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's everything.
we will talk to you guys next week.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. I didn't mean to leave you. I meant to stop the record.
Yeah, I know. Damn.